If you're like me, you want high tests. Now, I've always struggled with finding the right way, the right path on how to boost it, and I've always been curious about maximizing that. So in this video, I'm going to show you 6 natural ways for you to maintain optimal or max your testosterone levels. And I can assure you, if you follow the steps, if you implement this strategy, these things in your life, you will see the results. You will have more energy, better sex drive, better recovery, and feel just better overall. Let's dive in. Now, I know you're expecting me to give you all the special, sexy little supplements that'll do it, but the biggest fish are gonna be your lifestyle choices. Now, the first thing is sleep. Studies show that one bad night of sleep, i.e. 5 to 6 hours of sleep, can lower testosterone by 10 to 15%. Whereas if you're maintaining 8%, you're optimizing for that. And imagine the compounding effects as you're drinking or smoking or doing all these other things while not sleeping, while pushing your body. The second biggest thing you can do is lift weights. And don't just lift weights, lift heavy weights. You have to really push yourself, right? Studies show that even after one good workout of you lifting heavy weights, your testosterone raises 10 to 30% and increases long-term. You're long-term maintaining higher test levels. And personally, I can attest to this. Anecdotally, anytime I get into a strength and power phase where I'm going 1 to 3 reps, 1 to 5 reps, 5 to 6 sets, I notice the biggest boost in my libido and I feel alpha, I feel If you're a guy, you know what I'm talking about, man. Now, this next one is huge and will make an immediate difference. If you have a vitamin or mineral deficiency, you have to treat it. You can get tested for it, right? To see what your levels are at. But the reason why zinc is marketed as a test booster is because in our modern American diet, zinc is quite often lower. People don't get it enough, right? So if you're deficient in zinc, you can double your testosterone in a matter of 6 months by treating that deficiency. And if you're deficient in vitamin D, which, by the way, those two are pretty common vitamin deficiencies. And if you're deficient in vitamin D, you can start spending more time in the sun. You can take a high quality vitamin D supplement or zinc supplement, right? And end up increasing your testosterone. And vitamin D supplementation has been shown to increase testosterone 20 to 25%. Now, if you've taken vitamin D or zinc or maybe some other minerals and you didn't get this huge testosterone boost, it just means that you probably had enough. Maybe you got to do something else. Now, speaking of supplementation, this next one I didn't learn about it until recently. It's not very popular, but it's powerful. It is raw, unfiltered honey. Raw honey has this trace mineral called boron, which, especially when you're deficient in it, has been shown to lower sex-binding hormone globulin, which binds to your testosterone. And if you have to maintain a sweet spot to maintain optimal testosterone levels. And so studies show that supplementing with that increases your testosterone by 28%, right, in the first week of using it. Not only that, raw honey has this flavonoid called chrysin, which helps block the aromatization. It helps block testosterone aromatizing into estrogen, which it has a more mild effect in humans, but it still helps. And me personally, especially after coming off TRT, I attribute part of my success to including a lot of raw honey in my diet. I was able to go from pretty much 200 to 300 tests all the way up to 550, which for me, I felt pretty good at. And everyone's baseline level of how good they feel with testosterone is different genetically. Depends on them. Now, this next one is especially applicable if you haven't been getting enough fat in your diet, right? Studies show that people who hit at least 20% of their calories from dietary fats receive a 20% increase in testosterone in comparison to low-fat diets. However, if you're able to boost the amount of cholesterol from healthy sources and fat, it plays an effect in your vitality and further hormone production. Cholesterol helps build hormones in the body. And when you're eating healthier sources of fat, getting enough saturated fat, getting enough red meat and this grass-fed butter, you're feeding your body a lot of nutrients that help it produce more testosterone. Like red meat is a great source of all your B vitamins, zinc, like we mentioned earlier, iron, and all these are going to help you feel better overall and indirectly or directly increase your testosterone. Now, this next one is a bit lesser known, but it plays a big role, and I can attest to it too. anytime you're over 20 to 25% body fat percentage, your body aromatizes more testosterone to estrogen. And there's this optimal sweet spot between 10% body fat and 15% body fat to maintain optimal testosterone levels. Because as soon as you start getting overweight, you increase that aromatase activity. And personally, when I was overweight, 20 to 25% body fat, my libido was lower, my energy was lower, my motivation was lower, and you just feel way sharper overall the leaner you get. Now, like I said, 10 to 15% is the optimal spot, and I'd say that's a great spot to be for not having to be super strict with your diet, but also being able to have a little bit of fun. And you just feel better overall, you look better overall, and clearly your testosterone's higher too. That's all I got for you today. Use these. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you need help finding a quality source of any of the things any of the supplements that I spoke about, or how to do certain things, strategies, just drop a comment, shoot me a message, whatever, and I'll do my best to help you out. Lastly, I promise if you follow these, you will see a big increase in your vitality, your energy, your sex drive, your strength in the gym, your recovery, whatever it is. If you implement these steps and optimize for these, you will see the results. And if you got value from this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, drop a comment below. Thank you.